like as of late I've been in a bit of a creative rut, where I feel like I want to get out and create, but sometimes it's kind of hard. It doesn't just flow through you as easily as it can when it's at its best. So usually when I'm feeling that way, I'll just kind of make myself just pick somewhere random, get out and start shooting. So I do a lot of that in this one. There's a lot of photos I took here that it's like, the direction feels a bit lost. And I think it's just because I'm like questioning, how I'm approaching things too much. So I try to just let it flow as much as possible through this. I do get a handful that I think were pretty good. And yeah, we'll break them down here in a minute. This being the first shot for today wasn't too bad. I liked this one for whatever reason. I feel like it has a lot of really interesting contrasting elements, and almost feels like a dream, if that makes any sense. I don't know. This one has a weird feel to it. All the blue, like the light blue that kind of like goes throughout the entire image, and the signs and the doors and then the sky is cool. It's kind of like a standout point for me. And then you've got like the green train in the back left with like the orange kind of amber wood contrasting that. It's like there's a lot of little pockets in this image that have its own little thing going on, and I think that's why it worked for me. Just one random dude eating some barbecue there just adds a little something too. So yeah, pretty happy with this first shot.
Like I bag groceries. Get rich off this even if my mouth wired till the wheels burn no matter how tired.
As I was approaching this area, I noticed a lady petting this cat. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll get a chance to include the cat as the subject of the image, without getting too creepily close to this house. But this one is just kind of okay to me. I once again, this is another good example of me wishing that I was just a little bit closer, framed a little bit closer to highlight the cat a bit. But I also think that makes it work too, that it's not such a big part of the image. It's because when you notice it, you're like, oh, like there's a cat. So it still works for me in that way, and I don't hate this one. This one's not bad, not too bad. I'm not really sure where I was going with this one. This is one of the ones that, as I was taking it, felt like it was falling short. I don't know. It doesn't feel too inspired. It just is. It's kind of boring. I think the way the shadows were kind of casted over this building made it, the area just kind of feel like hyper realistic, if that makes any sense. The light kind of made everything more vivid. The framing's really poor on this. It's just there's not a real clear subject for me, and yeah, I don't know, kind of boring, and that's okay. How's it going? I hip fired this one. You'll notice, obviously, cutting to this frame that I didn't pull the camera up to my face or stop or anything. Just, I kind of saw this guy with a cowboy hat doing some yard work, and just like all the trash cans in the street and everything. And just, I thought maybe there's something there if I kind of line it up in a certain way. This one I did have to kind of turn and crop a bit to line it up. It was definitely a little off kilter originally, but yeah, this one also is just kind of not super interesting. I think aside from just the odd, excessive amount of trash cans in the street, and then a guy wearing a cowboy hat is like really the thing that I just thought to grab in passing. And yeah, it's just kind of random. I looked forward to this photo the most. I try to not look at the majority of my photos when I'm taking them while I'm out to keep me from worrying too much about the like minor details, kind of like, to put me in a flow state, if you will. And I end up just reviewing them later. So I just have this like mental image of what I thought I was taking. This one, it ended up really working out for me. I initially reviewed this and thought, man, like it's a little bit blurry, and because of that, it doesn't work. But now that I had fresh eyes on it for a second time, yeah, this one does really work. I think the slight motion of the photo just kind of adds to the image. I think the really like, dramatic Trump flag hanging off of a porch with like a bunch of other, American flags, the excessive flags, and then the kids just kind of hanging out next to him, just playing. I don't know. I'm glad I took it. I was a bit worried grabbing this one because like I'm in a random neighborhood and I'm taking pictures of kids. I'm hyper aware of that. I don't want to like cause any problems, but I'm glad I did this. And I think this one really worked. When I initially saw this mailman coming around the corner, I kind of stepped to the street hoping that he would like keep walking on the sidewalk so I could attempt to get, just like a hip fire shot, see what I could get. He ended up doing this little maneuver and he went into the yard to kind of avoid my path. So I still kind of flipped around and snapped this one. Kind of random. I feel like this was kind of my creative energy for a lot of these. It's like, I have this idea of how I want it to look. It didn't really go the way I wanted, but I tried it anyway, and I'm happy with that. I'm working on that. I will be better at that, of course. But yeah, I don't know, just kind of random, just like a random mailman, just chilling, just in this yard. That's about it. So I think the colors are really nice. The contrast is interesting. Yeah. This one felt really easy to take. I think a part of my creative process recently has been like, keep these types of shots in mind, but try, different things. Try things like more difficult or, hone other aspects of photography. And that's what I'm trying to do with like finding people. I think people are an important aspect, but I think sometimes that messes with my creative flow when I try to force things like that. So I still try to do these just because they're easier for me to frame, kind of control everything the way I want. I think the flow of this one was really nice with the really bright light on that flower, on those flowers there right next to the side of the house, and then kind of leads to the back of this bright red truck. Yeah, just felt like a really easy shot to take. This one turned out a lot better than I anticipated. I was a bit further back, you can tell in the video, so I cropped this one down a little bit. But this one worked for me. The lady chilling on the stairs there. I wanted to include her as primary subject, and I think that works. I think that's cool that she's just hanging out. There's once again another flow of blue from right to left. It kind of hits all these signs and kind of flows through along with the sky. So yeah, this one felt really balanced and nice, and all the lines and geometry of it flowed nicely. And, you know, bonus points. We had a person chilling there. So happy to end the day on this one.
Ooh.